shitty week, and unfortunately for them, I'm here to unpack all the drama. Let's go. All right, let's start with last weekend's fight in the UK. Anthony Joshua was knocked out in the 5th round by Dubois. It was actually an amazing fight, an entertaining fight, and I like AJ. However, this was another huge L for Eddie Hearn, who is literally 0-11 to Frank Warren this year. This continues the Matchroom curse, meaning if you sign with Matchroom, you're either guaranteed to lose or get injured. To make matters worse, Eddie Hearn faced off with his old buddy Devin Haney in the crowd at Wembley. Eddie, you can't build a fighter to save your life. Anthony Joshua had the world at his fingertips, and you found a way to fumble his career.
And that is Oscar De La Hoya being Oscar De La Hoya on his clapback Thursdays. And his response to AJ getting knocked out by Danny Dubois and Matchroom overall is, I'm really trying to figure out, what does AJ getting beat have anything to do with Matchroom or Eddie Hearn? You know, like Oscar De La Hoya, I know he is a promoter, and I know he's very competitive, and I know he takes these times to hate, but I just don't see the angle why he would use this as fuel. Because the fuel of anybody that took an L, I think if anything, it should be against AJ instead of Matchroom. But in Oscar's mind, it's Matchroom, because I think that he loves the idea of AJ losing, which represents Matchroom because he signed with Matchroom, But he doesn't see it as a DAZN thing, and it just lets me know that Oscar De La Hoya is a real big time hater. He says it's not hating when you're talking the facts, but like you're talking about curses, and you're talking about if you sign with Matchroom, you're going to lose or you're going to get injured. Like that just happens. That's the name of the game. It's called boxing. You got winners and losers, and I haven't seen Oscar this bitter, Let's put it this way. I haven't seen him happy since before Canelo left. He's been bitter ever since then. And he was just on like the face-off talking about we need to come together, me and Eddie, and we have a lot of competition together and all this. But then every time Eddie loses or Eddie Fighters loses, he has something to say and something to really be proud of. And I'll say this about Oscar De La Hoya. Oscar De La Hoya used to be the man, but it's not over for Oscar. However, him showing his true character when fighters lose and he blasts or takes this opportunity to dig at that particular promotional company, that's going to turn around and bite you right in the ass, because that's what karma does. You talk that stuff about fighters and things of that nature, and it could happen absolutely to you. But here's the problem, and I think Eddie or Oscar's figured it out. He doesn't really have anything to lose. See, Oscar De La Hoya doesn't have an Anthony Joshua. He will never have a Canelo Alvarez again. The Jaime Munguia, those guys will probably go somewhere else more than likely, right? And, and he doesn't have much. So Oscar's kind of like, hey, if I know I'm no good, I know you're not so good as well. You're not so good, I'm not so bad, I'm not so bad, you're not so good. And he takes this time to dig at these particular promoters, but it's not really doing anything for him. I guess he's just trying to show that, hey, look at me, I'm so bitter because I've had the best fighters in the world and I found a way to fuck that up. And it's too, it's too convenient. And he does this too frequently. Every time AJ loses, oh, Eddie Hearn has he screwed up his career. Like every time Canelo loses, oh, he's found a way to mess up Canelo's career. You lost Canelo, Oscar. When Oscar De La Hoya was fighting Floyd Mayweather, where were you at? Let's just be real. Where was Oscar De La Hoya when Canelo, his fighter at the time, was taking on the biggest fight of his life? He was in rehab, bro. So, man, you couldn't stay clean for 2 or 3 weeks to aid your fighter, to be there with your fighter, to represent your fighter, what your fighter has paid you to do. And that's the sad part about it. You know, so it's not really helping Oscar doing those type of things. And I know how that works, bro. You go to those facilities, okay? Because I'm doing a film about it. You go to those facilities and it's all about doing the right thing. And Oscar is not doing the right thing. You know, and the right thing is definitely not praising on somebody's downfall or defeat as a promoter, doing something that you know to do or you knew to do very well. But you guys tell me what you think of Oscar De La Hoya blasting Eddie Hearn and Matchroom for the current loss, the recent loss of Anthony Joshua to the hands of Daniel Dubois. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch.